Welcome, folks, to the PPW Randcast. The man sitting to my left, the man, the myth, the legend, Rockin' Randy. Randy, how you doing today?
The golden voice that makes them moist.
Moist, dripping, wet, funner, faster, wetter.
Greasier, stinkier.
Yes.
If it smells like fish, oh, never mind.
A hole's a hole as long as there's a little heat in there. Welcome to the Randcast teaser. Don't forget to visit us on Patreon. We will be where you can catch the entire Randcast, including a giant wrestling archive. We've been in business now for over 10 years, week to week pro wrestling action. Also, fans, don't forget to visit us on our official Facebook page. YouTube subscribers, don't forget to hit that notification button. Rand, what are we going to be talking about on the Randcast
Go ahead
today?
and like, subscribe, hit the bell. Ian says you're shaking. I can see your hand shaking.
It's the ring. You're stomping your foot and it's shaking the camera.
We are, folks, in case you were wondering.
Hold on. Here's a kiss for you, kids.
There you go.
I bet Cornette don't do that.
Man, only here on the Randcast. Randy, what are we going to be talking about today on the
We're not
Randcast
doing
on
pimping.
Patreon?
Oh yeah, it'll be on Patreon. Like and subscribe. Also, you get our big monthly tapings on Patreon. We got one coming up if you can make it and you're within Chicagoland. We're in Woodstock, just a stone's throw away from probably wherever you are. That one is called Put Up or Shut Up, and already in the books there, you have Jose Acosta putting his belt up, the heavyweight title, 2 out of 3 falls against Brandon Campbell. Also got a tag team match, Casey.
Absolutely. The defending and reigning PPW Tag Team Champions, Marcus the Science Smith and Charlie Hustle, will be defending the PPW Tag Team titles against the ROZ and the American Ninja Warrior Sensei.
Yeah, but now we call him the American Ninja Warrior. It's not just a gimmick, it's the fact that the kid's been on it.
On American Ninja Warrior
4
now,
times.
4 times, 4 seasons in a row. Tremendous athlete.
He's going to win that son bitch one of these days.
Absolutely. The team of the ROZ and Sensei became #1 contenders after defeating the champions in non-title action.
You can watch
this
that
past
on YouTube.
Week,
I
was
just
gonna
posted
say,
it yesterday.
You catch that on YouTube.
Like, subscribe, comment. If you don't like our shit, let us have it. You know how it goes. They used to call it a flame war back in my day, and even a flame war blows up and gets attention, you indie tards.
Yeah.
So anyway,
yeah, we encourage your comments.
Also, the other thing is Rumble. Follow us, Premier Pro Wrestling on Rumble. Run Rumble. And I'm not going to disclose all this, that, and the other fucking thing, but big things to come on Rumble. You're going to want to be on board with us early. So, what are we going to talk about? Well, one of the things I thought about talking about is there's this dark side of the ring which drives people like me crazy. I'm an old timer, or I guess I'm going to call myself a tweener. I am actually officially part of the Last Time Full Wrestling territory, guys. I was in Memphis when we were still running 8 times a week, and the second time I was wrestling down there 15 times a week. Now, I don't like Dark Side of the Ring because it's just a car crash. It makes us look like shit. But, you know, the other part of it too is they're not paying me to do anything. So that's the reason why Dutch Mantels and Jim Cornette will be okay with it, because they need the payoff, you know. But what I wanted to do, and I talked about it, and I'm not going to say F me for talking about it, because Vice is going to try to get on board with this. I forget what the project is called, but somehow Rock is part-time tied to it with the territories.
Oh yeah.
So somebody stole the idea. The idea's been stolen. That's okay, because at the end of the day, Vice is a garbage dump anyway. You know, they're never going to get wrestling right. They can tie Rock to it, but Vice is not the kind of channel that responds to Dwayne The Rock Johnson. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad some of my friends like Dutch, who had part of the narrative there, got a payoff for it. But we had the original idea of doing history of the ring, because John Q. Public has no idea that there were 80-something territories in this country at one point. Everybody had a television, and I will bet you almost anything, one way, shape, or form, I am tied to the territories, any of them in the country, since the beginning. you know, which is actually like 1900 something.
Yeah,
you
long
know.
time.
So what I wanted to talk about was a guy that I wanted to do more homework on, but I'll probably just do the homework while we're talking to you. And it bothers me because you've got all these independent wrestlers today that call themselves wrestlers, and they're really not. When you were a kid, how old are you?
I'm 40.
So what were, you're 40? I thought you were 39.
I'm 40 years old.
Did I miss a birthday?
Must have.
Happy birthday, motherfucker.
Thank you.
Happy birthday! What happened to the backyarders when he was a teen, pre-teen and teen, it was cool to be a backyarder.
Because wrestling was so wildly
Well,
popular,
no,
you know.
what you're looking
Late
at with
90s.
these indie clowns is just that's what happened. The backyarders grew up into adults and bought gear and now call themselves wrestlers. But at the end of the day, if you're a wrestler and you love this business, respect this business, you don't have to be a fan of the guys, but you have to know who the fuck is Chief fucking Wahoo McDaniels. What he's done in this industry, I mean, I can't even begin to describe. I know knew Chief, he passed away, you know. But not just that, Joe Namath puts over Chief Wahoo McDaniels, and you guys probably don't know this either, but in his day, Joe Namath was the Jay-Z of the fucking times. He was such a big star, Broadway Joe. Broadway Joe and Muhammad Ali impacted pro wrestling insofar as they are the first original standout, big-time money-making sports entertainers. That's how it relates to our industry. So I wanted to talk about, and we probably will, and I'll do some of the work with you guys, so we can also, it's just a great thing to cover. You can't talk about the history of the ring without Chief Wahoo McDaniels, you know? And point being, and Ric Flair puts him over in more than one place. Chief Wahoo McDaniels is responsible for Ric Flair getting his first push.
Absolutely.
So am I lying when I say that? Is it too much for me to expect that your real fans and these guys who call themselves quote-unquote wrestlers should know who the fuck that is and what he's done for the industry? Because one way, shape, or form, this fucking guy opened the doors for us. Not to mention, let's go down minority fucking row. You know what I'm saying? He's impactful in all sports. When an American Indian, a Native American, excels like he did in the NFL, was part of his Super Bowl fucking team, and then drew money in probably 50 of the 80 territories. You know, so that's what we'll probably talk about today. And also, go ahead, and this might be to make them more apt to subscribe. I'm gonna bury some assholes personally on Patreon. Everybody loves that.
Yeah, you know what? Everyone will pay to see a cockfight. That's what they used to say.
Who used to say that?
Oh, you know, skeets, some wrestling promoters that we know.
Okay. So, oh no. Now it finally came to
Literally and figuratively.
Hey man, assume the McMahon role for a second. What I was trying to say in the beginning is the old timers used to tell me, if it smells like cologne, leave it alone.
Oh.
If it smells like fish, dive right in because that's your main dish. Hit us up on Patreon. Pro Wrestling Tees, Pro Wrestling Tees, Pro Wrestling Tees. Most current shirts. Now, idiot, I don't know. What is it again? Number one pro wrestling simp. Rand learned a new term. Rand's been using the piss out of the term simp, and we are the first to have it on a t-shirt. Now, that being said, yes, of course, we want you to support Premier Pro Wrestling, but the one that's up there right now that says number one pro wrestling simp is non-binary. So even your indie haters could wear it. Or even you indie guys that are PPW haters could wear it. Thanks for giving us your time, your support. Don't forget, one last time, I'm going to run through it. Please support us on Patreon. Please follow us on Rumble! Premier Pro Wrestling on Pro Wrestling Tees. And like and subscribe. Thanks a pants load, Chet.